I would say I don't recommend anyone to come to China right now. Change, different things can really switch up on you at any point in time. What is the use of, building a beautiful park like this that I am right now, and no one can leave their homes to visit? So yeah, it's like quite a gloomy day out today. It rained, I think, yesterday night or early in the morning. But yeah, I'm still gonna head out today. So this video, I'm just gonna be talking about what's actually going on here in Suzhou, but generally like in China. I try to keep my content pretty positive on my channel. So I think, for today, I'm still gonna try to keep things light, but I'm still gonna be like updating you guys on what's going on. So for people who don't know, I live in Suzhou, which is in China. And Suzhou is actually in a province called Jiangsu province. And that is just right beside the city of Shanghai. So if you don't know, right now in Shanghai, they're having like their biggest COVID outbreak since 2020. I think it's even bigger than how it was in 2020. But right now, it's like one of the biggest outbreaks they've had. So they're going through like a massive lockdown. So this is kind of like spilling over to Suzhou because they just don't want to have a situation where the cases in Shanghai will spill over to Suzhou, and then there will be like a massive outbreak in Suzhou. So there has been a partial lockdown since like the start of February. So for about 3 months. Right now I'm recording this in April. It's like what is the date? Today's the 25th. Today's the 25th of April. I personally am still able to move around, to go around the city, but then there's just basically nothing to do. So you end up spending most of your time indoors at home. I don't really want to complain too much because I know there are a bunch of people who live in Shanghai and are going through so much worse. There are people who are finding it very hard to get food and get basic things right now during the lockdown because they aren't even allowed to step outside their doors. I feel my situation isn't as terrible as so many people that are struggling right now in Shanghai, and I just send out all the support, and I really hope things start to get better for them. There are a few communities in Suzhou that are locked down. Basically a 14-day lockdown is what would happen if, let's say, they're doing tests, a mass COVID test, and they find a few cases in a specific community. What they're going to do is they're going to lock that community down for 2 weeks. So people living there are not able to leave their building, leave their apartments. They just have to stay indoors for the 2-week period. The delivery service here in Suzhou is actually not bad. People are still able to order food. If they're not, their communities are going to be providing them with food, groceries, water, and stuff like that. Yeah, if there are some people who are wondering about what's going on in China, maybe they've heard news here and there. So I just want to give you my own perspective and generally what's happening. So yeah, I don't think I really wanted to make any content like this, but it was really something that was affecting me because I would just not really have any motivation to shoot anything. I also do lots of sports. I play football and a bunch of other sports. So if I'm not able to do that, I just feel very unmotivated. So it's just been like me sitting at home, just not being motivated. So I just decided to make this video, just like sharing what's going on in Suzhou, and I'm just using this as excuse to kind of get out of my comfort zone, to get out of the house, and to shoot so many more things that I could be shooting, and just also to touch a bit on the topic at hand. It's actually a nice place that I stumbled upon right now. So many of the parks that you see around, I'm right next to the highway. I decided to just like sit here and talk a little bit. But many of the parks around in the city center, because where I live isn't directly in the city, in the center of the city. So there are some areas right here that aren't completely locked off. If you go to some parts of the city, even parks are going to be blocked off. You'll see like the restriction lines kind of like blocking off the areas that you would have grass or like a park. I really don't recommend anyone to come to China right now, because generally like China is a very, very amazing place. I absolutely love, you know, traveling, and I love seeing new places and, you know, taking photos and experiencing new things. China is a very, very beautiful place, especially like in Shanghai. This is one reason why I love to visit Shanghai. Shanghai is like an amazing place. There's so much energy, so much life. I love to visit every single chance that I get. But then right now I can't, and it's like, you know, this is one of the reasons. I would say, of course, you know, it's a nice place to visit and all, but then one thing that I really don't like about living here is that there isn't any consistency. So, you know, different laws can change, different things can really switch up on you at any point in time. So you might think like, oh, everything is cool, you know, I'm having a good time, but then, you know, things switch up, and then, you know, you're so confused about what you're gonna do. Like right now, I'm kind of like cool. I don't really have a problem right now, but then anything could happen. Maybe tomorrow there might be a huge lockdown in Suzhou, and then I wouldn't even be able to like step out of my apartment. So it's like very inconsistent right now. No matter the place you are in China, you could be in any city right now, and then anything could just happen. Actually, you can't even travel into China right now. If you're outside of China, you actually cannot even, you know, make the trip if you wanted to. So, if you guys notice, on my phone right here, I have this. And what this is like a little card that you have where, you know, anytime you take a test, a COVID test, then, you know, they give you this card to let you know. It's got the dates on here. So this is April 24th. So it lets you know exactly when you took your last test. So I have a ton of these. In the past, let's say 2-3 months, I've taken over 20 different tests. Every 2 days there is like a new testing, mass testing kind of thing. So actually right behind me, right over here, is one of those places that they do like the massive test. It's actually interesting. There's a barbershop right next to me that is open. So it seems like there are a few places that are still open, and you know, things are getting slightly better. But then over here, one thing you don't want to do is to become too comfortable. People are indoors, they can't really go out much, so the only way they can get food and different things is through food delivery. So all those people right there in the yellow jackets are, you know, food delivery people. So yeah, like I said, things aren't entirely bad as they seem, but I just wanted to make this video to just, you know, find a way to like get back into that creative flow, and to also step out of my house, my comfort zone, because I have been indoors for a long time. And also, please let me know your thoughts on the topic, because, you know, people might have different opinions. Just let me know in the comment section. Try to be respectful, but you know, just let me know your thoughts about, you know, if you are in China, if you are in Shanghai watching, or, you know, if you're in Suzhou, just let me know what you think about the whole situation, or, you know, if it's something that you relate to. One other thing that I would say, like, is the reality of it all is just like the fact that it doesn't seem like things are gonna get any better soon. I mean, things might get better for a bit, but then there's this policy here in China, which is like a zero COVID policy, where they want a situation where there are no COVID cases in China, which I feel is not very, you know, attainable, because the rest of the world doesn't have this policy, and basically the rest of the world has moved on from the whole COVID. You know, it's not as if they don't care, but then they don't look at it as such a life-threatening disease anymore. The whole idea of like zero COVID is like, you know, there shouldn't be any single case of COVID. Everyone should be completely negative. But then the measures that they're taking to ensure that there is zero COVID isn't just realistic. All in all, I just feel like, you know, it would be better if we could just move on from this, if we could just find a way to balance keeping people safe and also giving people their, you know, freedom to go to work, their freedom to just do like basic things, give them access to like food and just to like even go out and see such a beautiful place. Because what is the use of, you know, building a beautiful park like this that I am right now and no one can leave their homes to visit? What is the use of making all these wonderful structures around in China and, you know, making the whole place so beautiful when they're just gonna, you know, keep people indoors and not allow them to like move around or be functional or be productive in their day? So this is just basically my take. You know, you don't have to respect my views or anything, but then it's just something I feel like I just wanted to, you know, get out there. But yeah, let me know your comments. Let me know what you think about the whole situation in the comments. Maybe if you are in China, if you're out of China, and you just have something to say in the comment section, just let me know. But yeah, I decided to make this video and I hope you guys like it.